Hey boys, welcome back to some more ODD1X v InSaiyan Sunday football action for you guys, and it's going to be the round 3 clash between Newcastle Knights taking on the Penrith Panthers. Myself playing as the Newcastle Knights, and ODD1X obviously as the Penrith Panthers. And yeah, coming into this game, I mean both sides a lot of potential, but probably, you know, I don't know about exceeding expectations. Maybe the Panthers, although, you know, they lost Maloney, which is a huge loss for them. But in saying that, a lot of people did think, and myself included, think that Nathan Cleary played better footy without Maloney there. Now, does that necessarily mean the Panthers are going to be better for the long run? I'm not too sure, but I like the combo of Cleary and Jerome Luai in the halves. I think there's a good balance of control and, you know, some spark out wide. So, you know, they've done a good job, and they've always had talent. They've always got good depth. They good juniors coming through. Solid forward pack. Api Coruscant is a massive signing. I think that's probably, honestly, it's funny because the year is like going on, but we've only had 2 rounds of footy. But Api Coruscant, if he continues, I mean, he's going to be the buy of the season for sure. Massive signing for the Panthers. And then on the flip side, the Newcastle Knights, you know, they've been building and building. As a huge shot for old Mitchell Pearce trying to get the kick away. Got absolutely belted there. I think Tamo rushing up out the line to stop the kick from happening. That was good defense by the big man getting up. As Cleary goes straight through now, some flimsy defense, but yeah, they've been building for a couple of years. They've recruited, I think, very well. They bought a lot of, especially the forward pack. I mean, they bought a couple of superstars like David Clemmer for sure, but then they bought a lot of just good, hard-working forwards. You know, just good, solid players that not necessarily superstars. I mean, Guerra they got when he was like not really at his absolute pinnacle. It was a bit of a mix up there on last play, but Guerra was a good handy pickup. Herman SCSC was even though he's sort of been in and out of the team, SCSC, he's been very good every time he's played. As Tautau Moga straight through here, palms off. He tries to get the palms back on the inside. He was going to go out of play, and Brian Toto is going to swoop on it. That was it could have been different if we just... Oh, a huge shot. Who was that? I think it was Mitch Barnett. Just absolutely... Or was it David Clemmer potentially? One of the big boys absolutely leveling one of the Penrith Panthers players. So very sloppy first stanza to this game. Both teams looking to get in the rhythm, but can't really find their footing as Edric Lee almost gets straight through there, but Brian Toto again making a crucial tackle as only second play, and rushing up out of the line, Lachlan Fitzgibbon is going to get to the try line. A little bit of rush of blood from one of the Penrith boys trying to level the playing field with another big hit, but Nathan Cleary a little bit sluggish to move across, and I think it was a big kick out. Just left the yawning gap in the defensive line, and Lachlan Fitzgibbon, pretty quick for a second rower, able to sneak his way through. Was it Fitzgibbon or Barnett? I think it was Fitzgibbon, but regardless, good try to start proceedings. Kalen Ponga converts, so 6-0 early on here. But yeah, they've just bought a lot of good quality players, the outside backs as well. They haven't had like the absolute superstars, but just, you know, good, exciting backs. And then to go along with the star purchases like Mitchell Pearce, Kalen Ponga, David Clemmer, and now for next year they're going to be getting another international forward in Tyson Frizzell. So I mean the Knights, they're building to something potentially pretty special. You know, they always say is a forward pass off the kickoff. Oh, that is an absolute shocker. That is an absolute shocker. I didn't actually think it was forward, but the ref is he's pinged us right there. Yeah, they always say, you know, teams, they only get a certain window to win a comp, and I think the Newcastle Knights, their window is fast approaching. I mean, this year, I just can't see the Knights taking out the comp, but in the next couple of years, I mean, the Knights, they're building towards that window, so they'd be hoping for some success because, you know, it doesn't last. It doesn't last. You're always going to peaks and troughs through your career, so you got to make the most of it. As the Penrith boys are on the attack now, looking to hit straight back after that just abysmal bit of play. As Damo is going to get to the line. Who was that? Ponga came up with a ball and all tackle. How did he stop the big man? And then who was this? Dylan Edwards. Does he get to the line? I don't know how he didn't put it down. What is happening? I actually think Dylan Edwards got to the try line. I'm surprised they didn't call that a try. But apparently we held him up. And then Brian Toto also, did he not get to the try line? This is what is happening. Our defense is just rock solid apparently. They're just so close to the try line. It's hard to spread it out here. They try to throw the long ball. Jerome Luai back on the inside, but I think it was Isaiah Yeo was over. If he just didn't throw the pass, he would have scored. They spread it out to Cleary, putting up the bomb. It's a pretty well-placed kick. Edric Lee is going to get out-leapt by Brent Naden, a young star coming through at the Panthers. And maybe a little bit of karma because I don't know. Maybe they didn't, but it looked like a couple of those just barge plays got to the try line. His Barnett put the big shot on poor Cleary, but he got the pinpoint kick away, and it's a great try to Brent Naden flying through the air above the tall timber and Edric Lee. But yeah, I don't know, a couple of those little barge plays, it looked like they got to the white paint. I don't know. You couldn't really see, but they played it pretty much on the try line. So, yeah, maybe a little bit of karma there with Brent Naden scoring that one. So we're going to be locked up here, and you know, we've only got ourselves to blame. An error off the kickoff, an error after you score points is just the pinnacle of just coach killers, really. You know, you get the momentum, you got some points, you just want a good kick and chase on the end of a good set, and you come up with an error to give the team you just scored on a chance to wrestle back that momentum. But you know, we can't let it linger. Tamo again getting through. He's had a massive game to start proceedings, making it all the way past the halfway point. So a little bit of ill discipline with our defensive line at the minute as they spread out to the right here. Viliami Kikia, obviously an absolute monster when he gets a head of steam. Even if he doesn't, he's just a nightmare to tackle. Just the size and power. Dylan Edwards through the gap. Nice work by Ponga to hold off, but it was good footwork from, who was that? Luai, potentially? I'm not too sure. But thankfully we had the scrambler there to cover him up. It's fourth play now. Again, scrambling back nicely, but it's looking ominous as Cleary. Nice ball out to Dean Fare. Held up in the tackle there. So fifth and last. Going to probably look to put in another attacking kick to Naden if they can. But Luai puts the bomb up here. Kalen Ponga gets out-leapt again, but it's batted down into sort of no man's land. And Api Coruscant is going to go to ground. So a little bit fortunate for us right there. The bat down could have gone anywhere, but it sort of just, it missed all the support plays, thankfully. As now Daniel Saifidi on the field. Actually, no, he started the game, one of the Saifidi boys, and making a good fist over there. So both, you know, it's probably to be expected. Both these teams, in the past, not the noted defenders of the comp. More an attacking team can definitely score some points, and that's exactly what's happening here. Is a great ball there. Sione Mataudia off Mitchell Pearce. That was a quality little inside play. It's looking to shift it out left here. Long ball out. Beautiful passing onto Tautau Moga. Good scramble, but a nice little offload. Edric Lee almost getting to the try line there. It's held up just short. So fourth play now. Very close to half time. As a pass away there, Dylan Edwards is going to come up with a loose ball. Trying the quick hands. You know, I saw the gap just past the sort of two off the ruck as Zane Tadavano now making a good charge upfield. But would have been huge to score just before halftime, but now the Panthers are going to get a chance to potentially make a fist of the momentum in this back end of the first half. As a ball away there, it gets I don't know what they're going to call this. I think it's going to be our scrum feed, but it might. No, it is, thankfully. I thought it might have been judged to knocked down by us, but no, just a loose pass at the line as we spread it out left here. Nice ball, Tautau Moga getting it onto Edric Lee, a bit of a nothing play there, and Brian Toto has been very solid defensively. Is a big gap there. Lachlan Fitzgibbon goes straight through, busts through another tackler, gets through another one. Lachlan Fitzgibbon, geez, he's had a barnstorming start to this game. Scored the first try and looking very, very dangerous as Tautau Moga, nice ball onto Edric Lee again, but Brian Toto, he's a strong young kid and he's wrapping up Edric Lee pretty comfortably. He's now a pass away to Fitzgibbon again, and he's going to power his way over for the second try to him in this first half, and the second try to the Newcastle Knights. They are going upstairs, but he has planted that one down very, very comfortably. And that's a big momentum gainer just before halftime. Massive try. And he's been, if there's been a deserving player, it's definitely been Lachlan Fitzgibbon. He's been massive. Every run, he's busted tacklers, look good, hitting the lines hard. It's Kalen Ponga, a bit of a difficult kick, but he's slotted that one very comfortably straight through the uprights. So 12 points to 6. Getting some great momentum going into the sheds here. Still a couple of minutes. We don't want a repeat of what we did when we scored our first try. That's for sure. So just don't even pass it. Go straight to Saifidi, which is nice, and he's just going to rumble that one up. So might get one or two plays before the halftime break here, as we're going to look to go left with Saifidi onto, well, not Saifidi, Sione Mataudia, but it's going to be wrapped up there. Tautau Moga, he is just going to get the play away. So Edric Lee able to swoop on it, making a little bit of danger for the Panthers, but that is going to take us to the halftime break. 12 points to 6. I think, I think the scoreline reflects the game. It's been a bit scrappy from both sides. If you look at the completions, it's pretty abysmal from both teams. We've definitely had, possession does favor the Panthers slightly, but we've definitely had more chances with the footy at the moment. And the way this game is going, whoever controls possession, controls the footy, is probably going to go on to win this game, because the points not necessarily hard to come by. Both teams looking a little ragged in defense, with the big boys getting through the middle. As kickoff here to James Atamo, who was very, very strong in the first half and already providing great go forward off the first ruck there, bursting through of a couple of tacklers as Zaya Yo there driven back on second play. But yeah, I think, oh no, that's a terrible start. Just a lazy defender, just sort of bludging it at the play of the ball, not looking to get back and mark and not looking to get back in the line, and that is not what the coach wants to see from the break. We just had a break. We just went off the field to get our energy back, and a little bit of sloppiness. That is not what you want to see. I don't even know who it was, so we can't hook him, unfortunately. But yeah, it's going to find touch 40 meters out, and great chance now for the Panthers. Again, Tamo, he's just absolutely dominating our forward pack. Hopefully, he's got a big motor. Tamo is a big shot there, but he gets the pass away. Nice ball there to Brent Naden. He's got a big motor, Tamo, but he is going to have a rest at some point. So hopefully when he goes off, we can get a little bit of control back at the ruck. As a little switch of play almost caught us napping there. It's going to go off to Cleary. Nice ball away to Dylan Edwards, back on the inside of that man again. Tamo, you might as well keep using him. He's got the answers at the moment. It's a nice ball away to Dylan Edwards. Again, gets so close to the line. We have come up with so many near misses in defense. And then on fifth play, Appy Coruscant, a bit indecisive which way to go. Cleary wasn't really in the picture for the pass, and just going to succumb to a meek little handover there, which is very, very nice for us. We needed that one for sure, as we're just going to look to ruck this one away. A big shot there on Herman SAS. He didn't really run with any vigor, and that's what you get if you're not going to really put in the hard yards. As now Jaden Brayley pushed back in a tackle. So third play now, still inside our 20-meter line. This is looking bad. Where we've really lost some momentum after that initial. Well, the try just before the break, you would hope we would come out firing, but it looks like the Panthers have really fired up, and and looking the goods as we go for a midfield bomb. They've come down with the charge down. We put in the chip and chase. We didn't know it was 6 to go, but thankfully Edric Lee takes the tackle and we do get a very, very fortunate 6 to go. We're going for a midfield bomb. Well, not even a midfield bomb. A 30-meter line bomb just to put pressure on the Panthers, and they've come up with the charge down. The ref has adjudicated it a 6 to go, and then on the back of that we get a penalty for offside. So a massive, massive swing in this game right here. We were in all sorts of trouble. We could not get out of our end, and now we're straight on the attack. So very, very lucky here as Edric Lee now tries to get the pass back on the inside, worried about going into touch, and I think that's going to be the Knight scrum feed. I get a little bit of luck because wasn't necessarily played at, but he passed it back and it came off the Panthers into touch. So a fair call, but a bit unlucky as we look to swing it back to the blind side. A beautiful little scrum play there. I knew we had our attacking line set out to the right deep. Kalen Ponga on that right side, and the Panthers overread the play, looking to get up quickly, and it just left a yawning gap. A nice little switch of play there. Tautam Moga finding easy room back on the blind side. So a great little scrum play. That one tickled my fancy quite a bit. It was a sort of a set play come to fruition right there as Kalen Ponga makes a bird of that one. So 18 points to 6, a massive swing. Honestly, I don't know if we deserved to be in that position, but we found ourselves there and we got the try. And that try just before the break now has come in huge, because now we have a 2-try lead, which again I don't think this game has been that lopsided, but a couple of big moments has really opened the gates for us. As just going to look to ruck it out here. Don't come up with any errors. That's definitely not what we need. Is Mitchell Pearce now. Great run from the halfback. Hasn't seen too much footy. Him and Ponga haven't really got into the game, so there's definitely more attacking in us. There's a great ball there. Tautam Moga just puts it down there. Brian Toto scoops it up. Edric Lee chasing. Who was that? Jaden Brayley, I think, makes a tackle, or Kurt Mann potentially. Massive try saver, but that was shocking. Tautam Moga it looked like he just put it down cold. So gives the Panthers a great sniff of the try line here as they look to go left. The pass, it was straight to the man through the gap, but one of the big forwards got in the way, hit him in the shoulder, and the changeover. That again, we are in 6s and 7s. If that pass hits the target on the outside, I think they go straight through that hole and score. But just a little bit of incohesion. What is that word? Incohesion? Just a little bit out of sorts, I guess. They come up with the error, but we'll count our lucky stars there as we're gonna look to attack down this left hand side. Lachlan Fitzgibbon, a beautiful ball away to Edric Lee down the wing. Tries to put in a little kick again. I should have just taken the tackle, but it's going to be another knock on. So I mean, we've got the momentum, we've got the ascendancy. We're giving the Panthers another great sniff at the try line here. As Dean Farah gets through the gap there, ankle tap. What is that? I don't know what kind of tackle, and then he's gone into touch. We came up with a big dive. I thought he completely whiffed, but the animation was just a little glitchy. I think it was, who was this? Barnett. I mean, a great effort from the second rower there, and then Dean Farah. I actually think that shouldn't be in touch, because I think the rule is that if you're getting up to play the ball, you can go into touch. It's just if it's in the tackle. I think that's what the rule is, because I remember it happening like a couple of times a few years ago, and people was sort of like, oh, actually, no, the rule is if you're getting up to play the ball, your foot like can hit the touch line, I think, unless they changed it, but I'm not exactly sure. I guess it's a bit hard for the game to program that in. So 10 a bit over 10 minutes to go. It's not dead in the water, but Kalen Ponga now looking to inject himself. Still pretty fresh, so very ominous signs for the Panthers around the ruck if we get him involved. There's a nice little ball there. Edric Lee straight through the middle of the ruck, and he is going to go straight for the try line. Edric Lee. That was great play. Great play. It was a bit of an ad-lib inside play. Usually we'd want our boy Kalen Ponga there, but Edric Lee, heads up play, came in from the wing to get involved, and I think the fullback for the Panthers didn't realize it was the big rangy winger and thought he had a little bit of time to corral him, but Edric Lee with the pace to burn, able to get there and score the tries. Kalen Ponga is gonna miss the kick, so fails at the clean sweep right there. But 22 points to 6. You know, you never want to say the game is dead and buried, but it's going to be a very tough ask for the Panthers to come back in this one. I feel like, you know, a few things haven't gone their way, but I think our attack is really starting to come to the forefront now, and the Panthers haven't been on their game for sure, and that kick that kick out on the full is not gonna help their cause. Trying to short kick off doesn't really work in this game, unfortunately, and it's gonna result in a penalty. And then Api Korosia, obviously a little bit heated, a little bit frustrated with how the game has turned out, takes it out on Barnett right there with a big high shot, taking his head off. But yeah, we'll take the tap, reset, and try to score another try here as we're going to look to go left. Kurt Mann, nice ball there to Lachlan Fitzgibbon, looking for a hat trick. He scored 2 tries in the first half. Hasn't really seen much action in the second half, but looked very good in that first stanza. Third tackle now, nice little switcher play. Is back to Mitchell Pearce here, doesn't really know which way to go. The play sort of broke down, so had to sort of just take it on the line himself. As Kurt Mann again gets tackled there, but he's offside once again. It didn't actually look like anyone was offside, but we'll take the penalty. Everything's going our way at the end here, and big Dave Clemmer straight up the guts somehow does not get to the try line there. As he spread it out to the left, Kurt Mann, Tautau Moga onto Edric Lee again, going for the try line. Brian To'o, he's had a big game. To'o, he hasn't really had the chance in attack, but he's been excellent in defense. You can't fault the young winger's eagerness and toughness in defense in this match. As look to go left again here. No, we go right. First tackle, Shibazaki hasn't this right hand side really hasn't seen the ball at all. Shibazaki and Heimel Hunt, I don't remember calling their name at all. Is a nice little switcher play there again. I don't know, the tackle count must have reset it, because we have had a mountain of footy, and then a nice, I was going to say nice, it was just a ridiculous loopy ball that it confused everyone. It confused the defensive line. It confused the attackers. But thankfully, Mitch Barnett he was on the money, and he caught the ball straight through the gap and scored a very easy try to finish off proceedings here, as Kalen Ponga should not make another mistake, and he's going to slot that one. So a 28 points to 6 game. A big smashing here. Newcastle Knights putting on a show against the Panthers. I don't necessarily think it's been a great outing from either side. We've both been pretty scrappy, but, you know, we definitely haven't held the ball that well either in the second half. I know I said whoever holds the ball is gonna win this game, but we've had all the possession in the second half. We had a mountain of possession. Everything was going our way, and we come up with a big win. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this series. Make sure to like and comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one.